Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 180. I'm John Cooney here to talk to you about comics released the 24th of June, 2015, beginning as usual with my first five, meaning these are the first 5 books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them, starting with at number 1, The Walking Dead number 143, with the title, A Union. Now, once again, that's not much to go on, and TheWalkingDead.com has not provided much more for the issue, with only a 2-panel preview and no summary and questions like they have had for the last couple of issues. However, it is worth noting that this is the second issue published this month, as they've double shipped in June. Also released this month was a first look at the new series Fear the Walking Dead and a trailer from AMC. At number 2, we have Superman number 41. The epic new storyline Truth continues with the debut of the amazing new creative team of new writer Gene Luen Yang of American-born Chinese and continuing artist John Romita Jr. and Klaus Janson. What will happen when the big secret is revealed? Series writer Gene Luen Yang shared his plans for Superman. Quote, Superman has been around for so long, he's been around for 8 decades now? And he goes through these different eras where different aspects of who he is get emphasized. I think at the core of him is the idea of the immigrant experience. His creators were 2 children of Jewish immigrants, and embedded in his origin story is the idea of negotiating between 2 cultures and trying to take 2 halves of himself and create something that's whole and unified. I'm hoping what will happen is, as we build our narrative, that aspect will come out organically, close quote. He went on to say, quote, he's the prototype, right? He's the basis of this entire genre that we have all grown to know and love. So there's something very special about that. There's something very special about getting to the seed, to the genesis of this entire industry. And like I said before, I'm really fascinated by the way in which facets of the immigrant experience play out in this very fantastic way within his origin and within who he is and what he does. I think over the years they've built up this very interesting supporting cast that I'm excited to play with, close quote. At number 3, we have Batgirl number 41. There's a new Batman in town, and that spells bad news for Barbara Gordon. She's already got enough upheaval in her life, with her roommate Frankie in on her biggest secret, and now she's looking to get even more involved in Batgirl's business. Series writer Brendan Fletcher and artist Babs Tarr spoke about crossing over with the new Batman.
It's going to be a ton of fun, and this was a choice that we had. We weren't forced to play with Batman here. This was a situational change for the Batman character that we just could not resist playing with in the Batgirl book, and I think it's going to be a ton of fun to write about, and Babs is going to have a ton of fun drawing it.
Yeah, drawing that new Batman.
Yeah, it should be fun. I used to I did a bunch of Tron fan art, so I'm not shy about mechanical
Sci-fi
things
type,
and robot suits and stuff, and used to love Gundam Wing when I was younger.
Who didn't? Best opening credit sequence ever.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So I'm excited. It'll be a new challenge, and Batgirl and the whole comics world has been a way for me to push my art and grow more. And I'm always telling the guys they're like, do you want to draw that? And I'm like, guys, just write the best story, and I'll rise to the challenge. So just give them to me, and we'll make a good book.
At number 4, we have Is For Extinction number 1. What happens when mutants prove they really are Homo superior? What will happen to the X-Men when they fight for a world that wants to be them rather than hate and fears them? And what exactly is Magneto doing running the Xavier Institute? Co-writer Chris Burnham explained the premise for the series. Quote, we take a drastic departure from Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely's original arc of Is For Extinction and follow it logically from there, close quote. Co-writer Dennis Culver added, quote, as you'll see, it ends up in very unexpected yet familiar places. Magneto is leading the next generation of mutants that came up in the original new X-Men run, close quote. And Burnham specified, quote, Beak, Angel, Glob Herman, etc., they've all blossomed into very capable X-Men under Magneto's guidance, close quote. Culver continued, quote, "The entirety of Grant's run informs our book in ways you might not expect, except for Phantom X. We just didn't have any room for him," close quote. And he concluded, quote, "One of the big goals we've all had in crafting this book was making sure that it stood on its own as an interesting parallel to Grant and Vin's run, while still having considerable stakes to the well-being of Battleworld," close quote. At number 5, we've got X-Men 92, number 1. Everyone's favorite version of the X-Men from the 90s is back. When Baron Kelly charges the Clear Mountain Project and its mysterious new director with mutant rehabilitation, it's up to the X-Men to investigate. Plus, free-range Sentinels? Series co-writer Chris Sims shared his attraction to this period of X-Men, quote, "I was 10 years old in 1992. That was the perfect time to get into the X-Men. There was just so much going on, and all those complicated stories and over-the-top characters were just so enticing, and not just because they were time travelers with huge guns and scrappy little dudes with knives on their hands. It was this whole weird, complex world that I wanted to see more of, and now we're getting the chance to go in and make it even weirder," close quote. Rounding out the top 10 at number 6, we have Daredevil number 16. In order to preserve the new life that he's built, Daredevil is faced with a critical decision, which may mean the death of Matt Murdock. Plus, with a new rival in town, is Dee Dee's time in San Francisco coming to an end? At number 7, we have We Are Robin number 1. Spinning out of the pages of Batman, the teenagers of Gotham City have adopted the R and made it their own. A new Robin? No, hundreds of new Robins. Don't miss the start of this new series from rising star writer Lee Bermejo, who also provides the covers. At number 8, we have Howard the Duck number 4. Looks like the Doctor is in this issue of Howard the Duck. Haha, of course I'm referring to Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. I'm 100% positive nobody's ever made that joke before, so I feel pretty confident doing so here. There'll be plenty of other jokes of similar nature in this issue, plus a Marvel Superhero Secret Wars 1984 tie-in. At number 9, we have Thief of Thieves number 29. One thief's career is over while another's is just getting started. And at number 10, we have Infinity Gauntlet number 2, Thanos vs. Nova. For the best of the rest from DC Comics, we've got Aquaman number 41. Aquaman is on the run from Atlantis. The kingdom he once saved now wants him dead, and nothing will ever be the same again. Next, we have Deathstroke number 7, beginning a titanic new arc, Godkiller. Slade is armed by Hephaestus to take down one of the Olympian gods. If any man is bold enough to believe he can murder a god, it's Deathstroke. We've also got Effigy number 6, as Chandra and Grant close in on the murderer of Sheila Hammond. Agents of the United Faith Organization close in on them. Faith, celebrity, and death collide in the exciting conclusion to the first arc. Next, we have The Flash number 41. Professor Zoom is back, and he's not alone. Who's along for the ride to kill the fastest man alive? Find out here. We've also got Gotham by Midnight number 6. The Midnight Shift is in danger from both its members and the rest of the GCPD. In a deadly new Gotham City, does the paranormal really still pose a threat? As the task force struggles to rebuild after their tragic loss, their only weapon against the supernatural and internal affairs both might be in the form of attorney Kate Spencer. Ray Fawkes and new series artist Juan Ferreira are ready to take Jim Corrigan and his motley crew on the adventure of their lives, or afterlives. Next, we have Grayson number 9. Everything changes as Helena takes over Spiral, plus Grayson gets a new partner. And we have Teen Titans number 9. On the run with Superboy, the Titans must uncover the truth behind the Boy of Steel's crimes, or they might end up serving time with their former teammate. From Marvel Comics, we've got Age of Ultron vs. Marvel Zombies number 1. The ultimate death sentence in Battleworld. There's a place that's so dangerous it's walled off from the rest of Battleworld, where wild zombies feast on those who've been banished for crimes against the state, where cold mechanical Ultrons destroy anything that's human. Pity those who get caught between the two, for their death won't be fast and painless. Next, we have Ant-Man Larger Than Life number 1. Join Hank Pym, aka Ant-Man, as he learns that a little experiment can land him in big trouble. Can Ant-Man tame something as painfully formidable as the bullet ant before it's too late? Find out. Plus, reprinting Tales to Astonish number 27, the first appearance of Hank Pym, and Tales to Astonish number 35, the first appearance of Ant-Man in costume. We've also got Black Widow number 19, Too Late for Redemption. At the end of all things, Black Widow finds herself unexpectedly connected to one of the darkest moments of her past. See how the first lines of Red in her ledger were written. Will Natasha fall into darkness or rage against the dying of the light? Next, we have Korvac Saga number 1. Lord Michael Korvac governs the Forest Hills, but his domain is threatened by rival lords, chaotic threats from beyond the wall, and worst of all, a dark madness that is spreading through the population. Led by the noble Major Victory, Korvac's loyal guardians must find the source of the evil before it corrupts the world as they know it. We've also got Planet Hulk number 2. Gladiator Steve Rogers, his trusty steed Devil Dinosaur, and the mysterious Doc Green go deeper into one of the most dangerous domains of Battleworld, the Hulk-infested territory known as Greenland. Wild Hulks in the jungle, giant Hulks in lakes of fire, but is this journey the most perilous part of the hellish mission, or is it one of the travelers? Next, we have S.H.I.E.L.D. number 7. The S.H.I.E.L.D. agent you've been demanding, Skye, a.k.a. Quake, a.k.a. Daisy Johnson, has only one ally she can turn to, her father, Mr. Hyde. And we've got Where Monsters Dwell number 2 of 5. Carl Kaufman, a.k.a. the Phantom Eagle, is in way over his head, and he's only just scratching the surface of the Valley of Flames. This new terrifying area of the Marvel Universe is full of surprises. From Boom Studios, we've got Maze Runner, the Scorch Trials official Prelude Volume 1 graphic novel. As anticipation for 20th Century Fox's Maze Runner, the Scorch Trials ramps up, out in September. Gain more insight into the Maze Runner cinematic universe with this anthology collection of 5 short stories that go deeper into the lives of several key characters that feature prominently in the upcoming film, including Eris, Ava Page, and Mary Cooper. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got Fight Club 2 number 2. For the past decade, Tyler Durden's been sneaking out of Sebastian's subconscious. Sebastian has a nice wife and a nice kid. He has a nice home in the suburbs, nice enough neighbors. Now all that's going up like so much potassium permanganate. From IDW Publishing, we've got Orphan Black number 4. A scientist with a mysterious illness, Cosima must use every ounce of her berry-variant intellect to save her clone sisters and herself. From Image Comics, we've got The Fade Out number 7. Charlie is falling for the replacement blonde, but is he working her for information, or is she playing him for her own ends? And we've got Kaptara number 3. Enter Melvin, but remember, abandon all hope, ye who enter Melvin. To save their own lives, our heroes must slay the famed sensual wizard of the enchanted forest. A great jumping on point for anyone who reads. And from Valiant Entertainment, we have Ninjak number 4. Who is Roku? The breakout star of the hit of the year stands revealed as we learn the origin of Ninjak's newest nemesis. But who is Roku, the seemingly indestructible warrior who's proven to be one of the deadliest assassins in the Valiant universe, and what impact does she have on Colin King's future? Marguerite Salvage joins Matt Kent and Butch Goose for a special standalone tale of the world's most lethal woman. Out in trades this week, we have Invincible Volume 21 trade paperback. In the aftermath of robots' attempt to take over the world, the few survivors that remain must pick up the pieces of the world once familiar, but now completely alien. Collects Invincible number 115 through 120. And we've got Ant-Man Volume 1 Second Chance Man trade paperback. Scott Lang has never exactly been the world's best superhero. Heck, most people don't even think he's been the best Ant-Man. And the last guy invented Ultron and joined the Masters of Evil, so that's saying something. But when the superior Iron Man calls with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and an old enemy returns, sort of, Scott's going to get a chance to turn it all around and be the hero he's always dreamed of being. That's right, Ant-Man's starting a new life, a bold new adventure, and you know what that means. It means he needs to borrow some money. Sure, he's been to prison. Sure, he's been through a messy divorce. Sure, he's been, dead, but this time it's different. This time nothing is going to stop the astonishing Ant-Man. Collects Ant-Man number 1 through 5. Okay, so that's just a few of my favorite books out this week. There's still plenty of others available, and I broke out all the Marvel titles this week in their own video, as well as a separate video for all of DC, and even a video with the top independent publishers, and you can find them all on my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com. And we'll also have links up on the leagueofnerds.com, our Facebook page, so be sure to like us there too. And of course, you can follow everything I'm reading on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find links to everything in the About section at he'sgotissues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.